My power sputtered like a dying candle in a hurricane. The celestial energy that was as natural to me as breathing felt thin and weak, choked by the planet's toxic atmosphere. I, who had swum in the hearts of stars, felt a chill seep into my bones from the acidic rain. Vulnerable. The concept was so alien it was paralyzing. "I am no curse," I said, my voice wavering with the effort of projecting it. I tried to pull myself up to my full, intimidating height, but my body felt heavy, leaden. This place was given to me. The second figure, Reese, pushed back his hood. His face was leaner than I expected, all sharp angles and intelligent, wary eyes that were the color of storm clouds. His mask hung around his neck, revealing a grim, set mouth. He was studying me, not with the brute aggression of his companion, but with a keen, analytical gaze that was somehow more unnerving. "Given to you," Reese's voice was smoother, a low baritone that still held the ragged edge of hardship. "Like a scrap of meat is given to a carrion bird, this world is a graveyard. Nothing is given here, it is only taken." The larger man, the one who had spoken first, took a menacing step forward. I could see his eyes now through the grimy visor of his mask, chips of obsidian filled with a deep, bottomless resentment. "We know your kind, Starchild. You drift down from your clean heavens, watch us suffer, and then drift away again when the spectacle grows boring. You're parasites." "Kale, wait," Reese murmured, placing a restraining hand on his companion's arm. Kale shrugged it off, but he didn't advance further. "My name is Elara," I stated, forcing a regal tone I didn't feel. "And I did not ask to be here. I am trapped." Reese's eyebrow arched. "Trapped, a being like you." He gestured to my faintly luminous skin, the starlight woven into my hair. "You seem more like the cage than the captive." Before I could retort, the sky ripped open. The greasy drizzle became a torrential downpour. The rain hissed as it hit the ground, and the air grew thick with a sharp, vinegary stench that made my eyes water. "Acid flux," Kale snarled, grabbing Reese's arm. "We have to move, now." He glanced at me, his contempt warring with a primal instinct for survival. With a guttural curse he lunged, his hand clamping around my upper arm like a vice. His touch was rough, calloused, but shockingly warm against my cooling skin. He dragged me along with them, away from the open ground and toward a collapsed structure that looked like the skeletal remains of a great building. We scrambled inside, finding shelter under a massive, slanted slab of ferrocrete. The storm raged outside, the acid rain drumming a frantic, corrosive rhythm on our refuge. The three of us were crammed into the tight space, the proximity suffocating. Kale's simmering hostility was a palpable heat on one side, Reese's unnerving scrutiny a cool pressure on the other. I was wedged between them, a celestial being huddled in the dirt with two mortals who despised me. To distract myself from the claustrophobia and the stench of wet leather and unwashed bodies, I focused on the wall of our makeshift cave. It wasn't rock, it was petrified material, dark and fibrous, a fossil, the cross-section of some enormous, ancient plant. Driven by an impulse I didn't understand, I reached out and pressed my palm against its rough surface. I closed my eyes, trying to feel something, anything, beyond the planet's oppressive sickness. I let a tiny, desperate trickle of my innate energy flow from my hand into the dead material. It was a futile gesture, a silent lament for the green and living world this must have once been. A soft gasp came from my left, my eyes snapped open. Where my hand rested against the fossilized wood, a faint, ethereal filigree of emerald light pulsed, tracing the long-dead vascular tissue within. It was weak, fleeting, but it was unmistakably the light of life, my life, echoing in the heart of death. Kale stared, his jaw slack beneath his mask, but it was Reese's expression that stole the breath from my lungs. The analytical curiosity in his eyes had been replaced by a terrifying, rapacious hunger. It wasn't lust, and it wasn't greed for power. It was the desperate, all-consuming need of a man dying of thirst who had just seen a single drop of water condense in the desert air. He looked from the fading green glow back to my face, and a slow, chilling smile spread across his lips. "Kale," he whispered, his voice dangerously soft. "She's not a curse to watch us die. She's a key. She's the cure."
Want to keep the flame ignited without having to wait for the next part? You can find the full, tantalizing tale on our main page. See the link in the description.